Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. First of all, I want to start off just by saying thank you for 100 subscribers. I'm really happy about that, and thank you all so much for subscribing and sticking around and watching my videos. I know a lot of people don't see 100 as a very big number, but it really means a lot to me, and thank you so much. But anyway, getting on to the video. So today's video is going to be some study tips for school, and especially college. I've been in school for like 14 years now, and I've done a lot of studying, so I've gotten a lot of tips and tricks, and I'd like to share them with you guys. So first of all, I think it's important to form some kind of study group or try to study with friends. I know that doesn't really work for everyone, and sometimes I do like to study by myself, but when you're accountable to study with someone else, and so if you find friends or something in your class and want to study with them, then it'll make you study because you have to study, because they have to study, and they have to study because you're studying, and it just really helps to bounce ideas off of people and see what everyone thinks and really discuss the topics, so I think that really helps. Just see if you can find some other people on your hall, or just make some friends in your classes, get their phone numbers, and just make a little study group. Something else that I think is really important when studying is note cards. So I make so many note cards, and like for every test I always make note cards of all the vocab I have to know. I really like having one of these little like note card holders, and you can just have all your note cards in there, and you can even separate them out by section if you want with these little tabs, and it's just really handy to have everything all in one place. I also think that something that's really handy with the note cards is to first go through and basically just make a note card for every important vocab term you have, and then as you go through them and learn them, take out the ones that you've learned and keep the ones that you still are struggling on and don't know in a separate stack, and then go through those, and your stack will be getting smaller and smaller, and you'll really learn all of them. Also, it's good to put your note cards where you'll see them so you don't forget about them. Always leave them out, on your desk or something, or in your pocket. They're not that big and they're easy to carry. Sometimes walking to class, I just take out my note cards and go through them, or while eating lunch or something. They're easy to carry around, so keep them where you'll always have them and you can always go through them and study more. Another helpful study tip is to do practice tests. If you have access to practice tests, either through your book, like questions at the end of the chapter, or maybe your teacher has given you a practice test or something like that, do it. Don't just think, if it's not mandatory, it's like, oh, then I don't want to do it. Really do it and try to take it as a real test. Take it with just your pen and pencil and just sitting there by yourself as if you were taking the actual exam, and then you can see how well you're going to do and you know how much to study. Also, if you get your old tests back, definitely keep those. You'll really want them when the midterm and final come around. Next tip is honestly just go to class. It's not that hard. That's what you're there for. A lot of times you think that, oh, I'm not really going to learn anything today, but really just go to class. You're always going to learn something in class, and your teacher's probably going to say something that's going to be on the test. So really, if you want to do well, you need to go to class. Next tip is to set up some kind of study space, and I would recommend this study space not be your bed. Try to set up your desk, just have it be very neat, and just have, what you need on it to study, and don't have crap everywhere. You don't want things to distract you, but you still want to have enough that you have all the study materials you need. So maybe have some note cards and post-its and your pen, pencil, highlighters and stuff like that out, but put everything else away. Also, another tip kind of going along with that is put your phone away. I used to take my phone and put it way over on my bed in my dorm room and go just let it charge or something, and I wouldn't even think about it. I'd go and put it away while I studied so I could focus on my studying. If I have my phone out next to my notebook, I keep looking at it like, oh, do I have any new notifications? Oh, let me check Facebook or Twitter real quick. You're just gonna keep getting distracted. Go put it on the other side of the room where you can't even touch it and you can't think about it. Another important thing when it comes to studying is to manage your time. Don't procrastinate. Try to block out times when you can study, and start studying a week ahead of time, or at least a few days ahead of time, depending on how big the test is. But give yourself plenty of time to study. You don't want to be cramming at the end. Another helpful thing is to rewrite your notes, and I know this seems tedious and annoying, and it kind of is, but it really does help you know, to go through your notes again. It goes through your brain again, and you kind of think of little things like, oh yeah, my professor said this, and I wrote this down. Like, that helps, and you're gonna remember it better. One thing I used to do was I'd write down all my notes by hand in class and then go back later and type them up on the computer and make them look nice, because when I wrote them by hand in class, they looked like crap because I was writing so fast, but I can make them look nice on the computer and add diagrams and things like that. Another important thing is to reward yourself. If you finish this chapter in the book, or you finished studying this section, or reward yourself, then maybe you can check Facebook real quick or something and then go put your phone away again. Or you can eat a gummy bear. I saw this one thing and I actually did it once. I put gummy bears on every paragraph or every page or so that I was reading. So I'd get to eat a gummy bear as I was reading the page, and then when I got to the next page I got to get and eat the next gummy bear. But little things like that really do help. And the last thing is just stay organized. I think things like planners are really helpful, so you know when your test is coming up and how much time you should block out for studying. Also remember to always check your syllabus that your teacher gives you, because that will give you more insight on how much you should be studying and when all the tests are. And I'm going to be doing a whole separate video next on how to stay organized, so stay tuned for that, and I'll leave a link in the description below after it goes up so you guys can go watch that. And yeah, those are just some of my study tips. I hope that some of you found them helpful. Studying can be really hard, but hopefully some of these little tips can make it just a little bit easier. Anyway, I just hope that you guys all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!